Hello, Lyric Services. Trisha Warner here with your weekly Pilates work. This week we're going to start in standing. So stand up, kick off your shoes. We're going to start by moving our feet, and we're going to kind of work our way up the body today. Then we'll get down on the mat and do some abs and some weight bearing. We'll get it all in there for you today. So I got my football jersey on, my one and only football jersey on today in honor of the Super Bowl this weekend. So I made today's workout, like most of them, that you could work into your workday. But this one, we're spending a lot of time in standing, so you could easily do a lot of this standing at your desk in your small workspace. So let's get started. You're gonna lift one heel up. That's why I said take off your shoes to try to get some range of motion through those small bones of the foot. And then as you put that one down, the other one lifts up. So we're gonna try to get through our full range of motion. So it shouldn't look like this. It should look like get your heel up and up. So we want full toe extension, which is important. Keep going with that. Really important for a nice long gait. See what needs to happen when you walk. And a lot of people take smaller steps because their toe doesn't allow them to take that big step. So let's go 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. Good. All right, we're gonna do a few ankle rolls here. So not only does your ankle move this way and this way, it has some lateral movement. So keep the ball of your foot down on the floor and just circle. You can even look at it. Circle the ankle around. It's not gonna be a perfect circle. And we'll go 5 each direction, go the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Move it or lose it. Other foot, circle it around. 1, 2. This way, if you do take a stumble, like I did actually 2 days ago, I fell on ice in my driveway, went flying right under my car, and I was trying to be careful, and I thought to myself while I laid there in an inch of snow covering ice, thank God I do Pilates, because I would have gotten really hurt. But this I was thinking more of along the lines of, a simple step on something wrong and roll your ankle. If your ankle's stiff, that's going to be a serious injury. If you have a mobile ankle, you might roll it and just keep going. My husband sometimes cringes when he walks behind me hiking because every once in a while I'll roll my ankle, but I'm fine. I have that mobility, so it doesn't cause injury. All right, we did our ankle rolls. Now we're going to come into a wide second position. And you're going to bend your knees a little bit. And in order to do that, you need to stick your butt out a little bit. So sit your rear end back, so it's like you're sitting back towards a chair with your knees bent. Just get into that position if you want to clasp your hands in any way, or you can actually use a foam roller. For those of you who have maybe not the strongest ankles and feet or not great balance, let's use the foam roller for this. I meant to grab it before. Or a chair, the back of a kitchen chair works great. So get your position, lift your heels up. 1, 2. This works a different muscle on the calf called the soleus. It's deeper than that prominent gastrocnemius. 4 more. 1, you feel it, right? 2. I know I don't work this one enough. And last one, because I always get sore in this muscle after skiing, because when you're skiing, your knees are bent, your feet are pushing into the snow to lean forward and be aggressive. And I always get soreness in my calf. And it's not because I don't do enough of these, it's because I don't do enough of these. So that's why we're doing that. All right, standing up nice and tall, we're gonna march. If you still need this for balance, you can use it. We're doing opposition. So if your left leg is lifting up for a march, your right arm is kind of coming into that arm swing. And then we switch. Switch. You don't have to turn. Just showing you different angles. Get that knee high. Get the arm high. 2 more. And last one. Good. All right, we're going to come into some leg openers. If you need the balance, use it. We're standing on one leg. The other hand can be on your hip. We're just going to treat this leg kind of like a swinging door that opens around. We're doing 4 each way. 3, 4. And now we're gonna swing the door closed. 1. Doesn't have to be perfect. 2. Opening up that hip. 3, 4. Switch to the other side. If you don't need the chair or foam roller for balance, don't use it. Work your balance. 1. Just make sure you don't fall. 2, 3, 4. Or you can put your hands here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Great. All right. So we went to the front, we went to the side. Now we're gonna go to the back a little bit with our legs. So coming into butt kicks. If you want the balance, it's in front of you, and you're just sweeping your foot back and bringing your heel towards your rear end. Don't strain to get it there. It doesn't need to reach, but we're just sweeping our foot back, bringing our heel towards our rear end. Butt kicks. I never called them butt kicks until I started coaching youth sports, and the boys called them butt kicks, so hey, it works for me. Whatever gets you to do them. Last one each side. Excellent. Okay. So now let's do hip side to side. All right, hands on your hips. I didn't understand my own notes for a minute. I was like, wait, what did I mean by that? Don't you hate when that happens, when you write yourself a note for something and then you look back on it, you're like, wait, what was that supposed to mean? I just had that moment, so thanks for bearing with me. Now I know what I wanted to do. Hands side to side, that nice, wide, soft, athletic kind of second position here. And we're just shifting our hips side to side. So you can keep the rest of your body fairly centered and just shift your hips side to side. This one may look a little strange standing in your office. The other ones were clearly, normal exercises. This one is like, what is he doing over there? But if nobody can see you, then who cares? I would do this in my office, but I work in a therapy clinic, so this wouldn't be considered odd or unusual. All right, we did side to side. Now we're gonna go forward and back. So it's gonna be a little pelvic tilt back, pelvic tilt forward. So we're actually sticking our tailbone out and then tucking our rear end under. 3, 4, 5. But this is nice for your low back. 8, 2 more. Good, all right. Now we're gonna do lunges stepping backwards. So if you need your balance, keep it. You're gonna step back with one leg. The same arm is gonna stretch up. And the reason why we're doing that, I'll demonstrate. The reason why we're doing that is because you're getting a nice fascial stretch all the way from your hand down to your foot. If you lift that arm up, you'll get a nice stretch down that whole side of the body. So the front knee bends. As you step back, you land on the ball of your foot. Don't force the heel down. That's not necessary. We're trying to open up the front of this back hip. And then bring it back in. Switch to the other side. So if I needed the balance, I would come over here. Maybe a little closer. Step back and up. If you don't need the balance, don't use it. So concentrate. And once you get the exercise, you're stepping back onto the ball of that foot and lifting the arm. The further back you step, the more you're gonna open up that hip. And I would put money on the fact that that hip is tight in the front, just because we all sit a lot, and that's what happens. One more each side, and last one, and relax, perfect. All right, we're coming into rib shifts. Now, most people don't know what it feels like to move their rib cage separate from their body. So they're like, I don't even know how to do that. So put your hands on the side of your rib cage. And then all I want you to do is keep your lower body still. And then just shift your rib cage side to side. Now I have quite a bit of mobility here because I practice this. So you may look like this, and that's okay. I don't want you to force it. These muscles that are stretching, these muscles in here, your quadratus lumborum, they may be tight. So it's not something I want you to really try to push into. It's not like a hamstring stretch. These muscles have been probably tight for some time. So just shift side to side, like you're a paper doll. Remember those? And they have different body parts, and we're just sliding the upper on the lower. So I can demonstrate it pretty far, but like I said, I've been practicing these for quite some time. So it might be here, and that's just fine. All right, and now let's go forward and back. So this one's even a little more awkward. Lunge your rib cage forward, so you're pressing your chest forward, and then you're pulling it back. So imagine there's a magnet right here on the front of your chest, pulling you this way, and then a magnet back there, pulling you that way. Forward and back, and forward and back, forward and back. Keep going. So again, this may look a lot smaller on you, and that's okay. Work within your range. 3 more. Good. All right, we're already 10 minutes into it, and you guys are already moving a lot of body parts in a lot of different directions, and you're gonna feel really good after this. A little bit of a backstroke here. So one arm comes up, and when it comes overhead, you're gonna turn your chest and really try to circle that arm back, and the other side. So let your head follow the hand, let your back follow the arm. You could even let your hips rotate a little bit. Make it as big as you can and move whatever needs to move to make that happen. And one more each side. Great. All right, we're gonna do a side bend with arms. So we're gonna come into that wide stance again, knees slightly bent. You're not sticking your rear end way back, but you're kind of in a comfortable, wide, soft position here. You're gonna come into a side bend. The arms, or one arm, the opposite side that you're going, is coming overhead, and the other one's reaching in the other diagonal, and then come up. It's easier to demonstrate than to verbalize this one. So stretch, stretch. Both arms are reaching away from each other, opening up that side body. Good, keep going. You're finding a little more motion. One more time each side. Good, come up to standing nice and tall. We're still working our way up. Did you get that? We did our feet and ankles. We got our knees with the butt kicks and the marching, right? We got our hips to the front, to the side, to the back. We got our pelvis forward, back, side to side. We moved our rib cage. We're getting our arms moving. We're almost to the top of our head, and then we're gonna come into some mat work on the floor. But that was kind of like my flow for today, so hopefully you found that enjoyable. We're gonna hug ourselves, hug the world. Hug yourself. Let your arms kind of swing back to a comfortable opening. There should be no pinching or pain, but our arms are crossing and giving ourselves a little squeeze. Hug the world. Hug yourself, hug the world. This is what we called these in volleyball. I played volleyball at Springfield College, and this was part of our team warm-up. Hug yourself, hug the world. I always liked them. And we're gonna move our upper back now, okay? We moved our lower back, right? We're gonna clasp our hands together and press them forward. And as you press them forward, you are rounding your upper back. So you're kind of pushing your hands forward, protracting your shoulder blades, and creating a little roundness in your spine. And then we're bringing it back in. Your hands are gonna find your low back. Fingertips are pointing down towards the floor. A little bit of pressure with your hands into your back, a little bit. So kind of push your palms into your back, and then gently lift your heart and gently gaze upwards. Just a nice, what I call the gardener stretch. And relax, because gardeners should be doing that stretch after bending over all day. Clasp your hands together, press them out in front. You can also go the other way if your hands and fingers have that mobility. You can stretch the fingers out and round your upper back. You're looking down with this one. So we're moving our neck a little too here. Find that stretch, reach those hands away. Bring them in, find the low back, fingertips pointing down. Push in gently, lift the heart, gently gaze upward, open those shoulders, and then come up to standing. Last one. So clasp your hands either way. Reach them forward, round the back, stretch that out. Make your arms a little longer. And then bring them in. Hands go to your back. Lift your heart, gaze upwards. Pull those elbows back a little more. And relax. Okay. We did shoulders, shoulder blades, upper thoracic spine. You guessed it. Let's do our neck. So we're going to come into a little side bend. Gently nod your chin forward. Come over to the other side. Into that side bend. And then lift your head up. Go back the opposite way. Side bend. And circle around. And bring it up. Good. Now we're just going to side bend side to side. So over, ear towards your shoulder. Keep this one down away from your ear. And the other side. Oh, my neck is tight today. This is like the first time I'm moving it today. Haven't done much yet. And this program can be done when you haven't done much yet. This would be a great morning program, or mid-afternoon, or an after work, or before bed, really anytime, just do it. All right, and now like you're crossing the road, we don't want to miss this plane of motion. So rotation of the cervical spine, side to side. Good, and come forward. Let's roll those shoulder blades up and back. Circle them around. All in 15 minutes, guys. You moved it all. We're up to the top of our head and that doesn't move. So you're done. All right, smile. Now we moved our face too. All right, we're coming down onto our back. Let's get into some abdominal work. So we're gonna come onto our back. You are nice and warmed up. Every joint moved in every direction. Yay. All right. That makes me happy. The things that make us happy, right? That makes a Pilates teacher and therapist happy. All right, lover of movement. All right, we warmed up our spine, so just find your neutral spine. If you need to rock your pelvis forward and back a little bit, making that space between your lower back and the mat bigger and smaller, then stop in the middle, find where it feels comfortable, and there's just a very small space in your low back. That's where we want to hold it in, lock it in, bring one leg into tabletop. If you've been doing these for a while, so this is the beginner version here, just the hip is moving, knee is fixed at 90 degrees, lower and lift. If you've been doing these with me for a while, let's float both legs up, and then you're going to stick to the one leg, lower and lift, 1. Breathe, 2, 3, 4, 5. Relax your shoulders, relax your head. 8. We've got 2 more. You might be feeling this in the front of the thigh, deep in the hip, or in the abdominals. Wherever you need it is where you'll feel it. Switch to the other side, lower and lift. And again, this other leg can be down on the floor if this is too difficult. So work at your level. And 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 more. Pause here. Bring your knees into your chest and give them a little squeeze. Gently rock side to side. Loosen up that back and hip. Good. Put one foot down and then the other foot down. They're about hip width apart. Hands come behind your head. We're moving into chest lift. So neck is nice and long. The weight of your head is relaxed in your hands. We're not pulling on our head, but we're exhaling and lifting our head and our shoulder blades, looking up over our knees. Exhale, lift. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great job. Put your head back down. Bringing the legs back up to tabletop, one at a time. Both legs up into tabletop, okay? And then we're going to straighten both legs up and bend them both down. Back to tabletop. Straighten and bend. Lengthen the back of that hamstring. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got 2 more. You got it. 7 and 8. Good. Put one foot down and then the other foot down. Moving right into obliques. We're going to do crisscross for this. So I want to do crisscross slow today. So hands are behind your head. You're bringing one leg up to tabletop. The other leg is out on a diagonal. Exhale, lift your head and shoulders and turn your upper body towards the bent knee. We're going to slowly exhale, switch our legs and switch the direction our shoulders are facing. Exhale, switch and go to the other side. Now really try to lift that opposite shoulder blade off the floor as you twist. Exhale, twist. 5 more. 1, 2, 3. These are harder, slower, right? 4. And last one. This would be a good workout before Super Bowl sitting and eating on Sunday, wouldn't it? It would make me feel a little less guilty about eating all the snacks and good food. So maybe consider that it's only a half an hour of your day. Get yourself set up. You're not going to get sweaty. Come do this 30-minute program, and then you can sit and enjoy the game knowing that you did something healthy for your body on a day that isn't necessarily healthy, right? Sitting, eating, drinking. So maybe it'll help balance out the day for you. I plan on doing something like that for sure. All right, where are we going? Rotation. So separate your feet nice and wide, arms out to the side. Bring your knees over to one side and just come into a nice stretch here. Bring them up and go over to the other side. And up and over. And last one. Good. Coming back to center. All right, we're going to come into single leg stretch. So we kind of warmed this up in standing as well when we did that marching. So your hips should be warm and ready for this. You're going to grab onto one knee. The other leg is going to go out on that diagonal. Pull the tummy in to support that spine. Lift your head and shoulders. And now as you exhale, we're going to switch our arms. The proper way is the outside hand is to the outside of the bent ankle, and then the inside hand comes to the inside of the knee. Or you could do both on top if that just complicates the coordination for you. Exhale, switch. 1, 2, 3. Pull your belly button in. 4, 5. You don't have to keep neutral spine with this. 7, 8. Your neck might be getting a little tired. That's okay. And last one. And bring your head and shoulders down, knees into your body. Gently roll side to side. Enjoy the breath here. All right. Coming over onto your side to come on up to sitting. We're going to move into our quadruped position, and we're going to add some plank to that today. So go ahead and come onto all fours, like a baby crawls like this. Gotta check our time. I try really hard to keep these to 30 minutes for you guys. So I got 5 minutes to get in the rest of what I need. It goes fast though, doesn't it? Come on, this isn't too bad. All right, we're tucking our toes under, and we're just gonna lift the knees off the mat. So a nice strong arm position here, okay? Toes are tucked under. We already worked on getting those toes back and standing. So hopefully they're fanned back a little bit. Pushing into your hands and your toes, you're lifting your knees 1 inch off the mat. That's it. Just 1 inch. Keep holding. and then put it down. And breathing. Inhale, and exhale, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and down, 10. Good, we've got 2 more. Press and lift, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, relax, 10. Last one, nice flat back, let's do it. Hold, 2, 3, we're getting stronger here. And 9, 10, down. Untuck your toes, sit all the way back into child's pose. Reach your arms out as far as you can. If this bothers your shoulder in any way, bring that shoulder in. Don't stretch it out. I mean, if you feel just the sensation of stretching and like, ooh, I need that stretching, then great, keep it here. If it's more of a, ouch, that hurts, that pinches, that's painful, don't do it. Respect pain. Stretch it all the way up. This feels good for me. I tried really hard to save myself from that fall by grabbing onto my car and really working my lats. And I feel this down my whole side. It's amazing how out of whack your body can get from a slip and fall like that. But like I said, if I didn't do Pilates, something was definitely bad happening there. And now leaning forward, you're going to take your weight forward. So lift your rear end up, lean your shoulders over your hands, pull your hips forward, tummy muscles pull in and up. We're in a modified plank. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Lift the hips back, sit all the way back into child's pose again. So your arms have to be out really far, far here. If they're not out far enough here, when you come up, go ahead and come up, walk them forward a little bit, then lower the hips, come into your plank. Make sure your shoulders are down away from your ears, your shoulder blades are glued to your back. You're in a straight line from your shoulders to your hips to your knees. Tummy muscles are pulling in and away from the floor. Good, come all the way back. We got one more. That felt good walking my hands forward a little bit, so you might want to try that. All right, that feels so much better now. All right, lift those hips up, coming forward into your modified plank, and hold, 2, 3, we're doing 10, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, lift the hips up. Okay, fantastic. And then from here, let's do, I have one more thing for you. Let's come down onto our stomach, on your elbows, and just find a nice little spine extension here, just a little stretch in your upper back. Find a little stretch and breathe. Just let your body relax into this position. Shoulder blades are down. I just wanted to give you a little bit of break before we come into our last exercise in that position, which is our Sphinx triceps push-ups. So push yourself up and away from the floor. And now we're getting our forearms down on the mat. Your elbows are down on the mat. Your palms are facing down. Your rear end is up in the air. And we're gonna lean our weight forward over our arms. The further you lean forward, nose to your fingertips, the harder it is. So you can judge as you go through. If it's too hard, just sit your butt back and get the weight off your arms a little. So let's do 12. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lift those elbows up. 5. If you're not feeling it, lean forward. 7. If it's too much, lean back. 9. I'm going forward. Come on with me. 10, 11, and 12. Great job. Tuck those toes under, walk your hands towards your knees. We're gonna lift our knees up. You're in like a little squat position, right? So my feet are kind of turned out, my hands are in front of me. If you can, try to let your heels come towards the floor a little bit. You can do that by rocking your sits bones back. This may be too big of a stretch for some of you, with your hips or your knees. So if that's the case, just come up to standing any way you can, like this. Those of you who have the mobility here, we're gonna press our heels down, lift our hips up, and come into a nice forward bend. This is our nice hamstring lengthening stretch for today. Find it, breathe in, and then as you exhale, we're gonna walk our hands up our body as you roll up. So I want you using your hands the first time as you come up to standing. Roll those shoulders back. We're gonna do that again. One more. Okay, inhale, length. That last 5 minutes went way too fast. Exhale, nod down, round the shoulders, round the upper back. Find a little flow now. Inhale while you're down here. Better than the first one, right? Exhale, roll back up. That's why I always like to do 2 or 3 of those. Great job. Have a great Super Bowl weekend, guys. Bye.